Geordie Journos, our usual spot. Quite usual, isn't it? We're not always here, but
back-to-back videos, yeah.
It is, yeah. The Brandlin in Gosforth High Street, so do check it out. We've jumped on because there seems to be like a big push. A lot of people are coming on saying, where's your videos, so we thought we'd try and keep it for the regulars, or people who like the Newcastle United content in this international break. We thought we'd come on and probably talk a little bit about some things that have featured in the international break, key issues, problems, positives, little things that we've noticed during this week or so without watching Newcastle United, without them being in action, little things that we've noticed. Of course, as well, we've got a little bit of good news. Really good news, big Geordie Journos news. Again, you're laughing because you know what it is, which we will announce very, very soon. So in this show, so do stay tuned for that. Right, how we're going to start this then?
Well, how are you enjoying the national break, Liam?
Am I enjoying it? No, I never like international breaks.
It's over now, so we're back in action. Me and Jordan are at the press conference on Friday, down in Brighton on Saturday. Yeah. Good to be back, but yeah.
I mean, I'm not looking forward to that drive. I mean, I really would love to put Bournemouth, Brighton, chuck Brentford in the bin as well. Even though I quite like going there.
Brentford's good.
I do like going there, but they're not Premier League, man.
No, but got a great ground.
Lovely little ground, great location.
It is.
Ticks all the boxes.
Little Lego ground in it. No, I do actually quite like going to Brentford. That's really harsh, but I've got a problem with the bees in the Premier League.
Yeah. Brighton's my least favourite away trip. I'll come out and say that.
Yeah.
What was Brighton?
Yeah, Brighton. That's what I said, didn't I? Yeah.
Yeah, you did. No, sorry, I wasn't listening. Bournemouth for me.
I don't mind Bournemouth. Well, sorry, I do mind it, but if I had to compare the two, it would be Brighton.
So
Brighton's a worse
up in the gods,
experience.
Up in the gods, man.
Weirdly, I never minded Southampton, but I do not like Brighton.
I didn't mind Southampton apart from your carrot soup.
I wasn't a very well boy.
It was the day Bruno scored his first goal and had a carrot soup. It might not have been the carrot soup, but something came over us during the game. Managed to get through the game, got back to the hotel, the Premier Inn with you.
That was a funny night.
Being sick. No, I drive back the next day.
It was a broken sleep where every half an hour I just heard.
But I've never had that at Brighton and Bournemouth.
No. Well, you were a bit piggy at Bournemouth a couple of weeks ago. But that was self-inflicted.
We're not getting that one.
That was a few drinks down, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, just a few, not daft.
So that's how we spent the international break, talking rubbish as usual, and we'll look forward to Brighton, like you say, on Saturday. What's kind of stood out to you, would you say, most in this little week off?
Newcastle United players performing well. Nick Voltemora carrying Germany to a 1-0 win over Northern Ireland. I say carrying Germany, obviously not quite, but he got his first goal. I was really pleased to see him. I watched Northern Ireland. I quite like to see Northern Ireland win, but I was really pleased to see Nick Voltemora get his first goal.
The winner.
It was the winner. Great header, but they all count.
Yeah.
Seen people trying to talk them down. Hey, they all count.
Unless you're bitter and buying.
Exactly right, exactly. You used that term on Twitter this week, didn't you? Yeah. Good term, that one. Yeah. No, so I was really pleased to see him score. And Anthony Gordon on the score sheet as well.
I thought.
It was coming in from the right hand side, bottom corner. Hopefully that just gives him a little push now to kick on at Newcastle, because I see with Anthony Gordon, he hasn't really been at his best for a while, so hopefully that's the little nudge that he needs.
Anthony Gordon TM trademark, wasn't it?
Yeah. Great finish. He had everything to do. It was a good ball from John Stones out from the back. Had everything to do. Cuts inside. Great finish. You also have to consider level of opposition. Anthony Gordon's scored 3 goals for Newcastle as well. 1 against Barcelona, but his 2 goals, 2 penalties against Union Saint-Gilloise, and then obviously Latvia last night. We'll want to see, as Jordan says, him kick on in the Premier League. Hopefully starting Saturday.
Bruno 2 lovely.
Brilliant.
Assists.
I want to see more of that at Newcastle, really.
Yeah.
We saw him score last time out.
He needs the runners.
He needs Anthony Gordon.
Because he needs the runners. No, Bruno really unlocked things on the right hand side. And he had when was his probably best period of doing that was when Almiron played there, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And he's reasonably good at finding Jacob Murphy with those runs as well. Yeah. We need Anthony Elanga to switch his brain on and start making those runs. It's not. He's been training long enough with the team now. I want to start seeing it.
Yeah.
Not to get into that again. It's not a criticism, but I do want to see more from him. I want to see him making those runs, because Bruno, if you make runs for Bruno, he will find you.
Yeah. He's become a real key player for Brazil as well, Bruno. He's starting every game, much to when last time we were here.
That's a joke.
Disappointed after the travel he's had. No, you're starting again.
Yeah, I seen that. I thought
he had his minutes managed the other day, and then the collapse against Japan.
He can bleep off Ancelotti starting him every week, but he's become a key sort of component that midfield. Him and Casemiro. I think Ancelotti seems to like those two and is trying to get them to build a bit of a relationship in the middle, I think. But yeah, it's good. I mean, you want to see your players doing well on international duty. You want to see them come back fit and not injured, and that's the key this week. Fingers crossed, everybody comes back fit and not injured.
One, I think. Well, sort of.
Yeah, there was when we were last year. Lewis Miley withdrew from the under-21 squad. Checked it out. It's a calf issue, but the message from Newcastle is they're not expecting him to be out for any period of time. So in contention, certainly for the trip to Brighton, and we'll double check that with Eddie Howe on Friday.
Yeah. So my thoughts on it. I was really pleased for. What you mentioned first, Voltemada. I think he's took a lot of stick from the German press because of the performances, but I think that's really unfair to put it on him. I think it's been largely to do with the team. They're absolutely stinking when you watch them.
You can still see they don't play it with strengths to
it. Stinking Germany, like they're absolutely dreadful.
The second half against Northern Ireland, they're really poor up off. The only player like that really stood for Germany for me is Kimmich, right back. He's the only player I think has showed something, and Voltemada, of course.
Yeah, well, he hasn't really stood out for them massively, has he?
No.
I think they're terrible. I think the players in and around them are awful. I think they've got a potential to go to a World Cup and absolutely stink the place out. Go out in the groups. I don't even know. I've lost count of how the bloody thing works now with all these teams. It's probably harder to get knocked out of the group now than ever.
Is, yeah.
So that's probably rubbish. But no, I think they're really bad, and I think he's taking a lot of the flack for that, which I find remarkable actually. I just trying to put myself in the same position. We're an England player, and I just can't imagine a player coming up from the 21s having done so well. We're at Liam Delap, for example, and there wasn't anybody else. I don't think he would be getting absolutely ruined the way that Voltemada is. Like after 5 games or something, you know what I mean? It's like, how are lads? He's off a bit. It's not his fault, you crap. Yeah. Like it really isn't. Anyway, so that I thought big confidence boost for Anthony Gordon. I think in Anthony Gordon's defence, he's always produced against the big teams and probably hasn't done it against the smaller ones. It's nice to see him actually doing it a bit against the smaller ones and getting his form back. A goal, the type of character he is, a goal on international duty will absolutely do him the world of good, and I think he'll play well at the weekend. Providing he's fit, I think Miley will be fine. I'm really intrigued to see what Eddie Howe, the players have had a fair bit of time off by the looks of it, so they'll only be getting back this week, I think. It'd be interesting to see what they do at the weekend. The left back thing, no matter how much anybody wants to defend and talk or whatever about it, and it is pretty much one of the only decisions Eddie Howe's got to make in the team, but it's going to be I see the left back thing being a huge problem at the weekend. I was never too bothered about losing Yankuba Minteh, as I said to you on here and you on here, but the thing is he's played well against Newcastle most games he's played, and
scored in last 2.
I think
and he's turned some better fullbacks than Dan Burn inside out in the process of doing that. I think that could be where the game is literally won and lost. So I do hope that Eddie Howe can potentially use this international break with most of his defenders that he's got available with him to come up with something. He did say, I think, was it your question about no rabbits in the hat? Were you?
It was Dom's,
yeah, I thought it was one of his. So he's no rabbits in the hat. I really hope he finds one because I just don't. Although he hasn't really got many other options, and I'm not going to sit here and come up with other options. But no, I'm a FIFA graded coach or whatever. So I'm not expected to come up with these solutions. But I do hope he can come up with something, because if Dan Burn has to play there for any length of time, it's a huge problem. I was heartened in some ways, and I don't know how much to read into this. I do like trolling the Instagram. I did see Tino Livramento sort of put like a little hint, didn't he?
He put like it was a sand timer, wasn't it?
Sand timer, what did that mean? Did that mean he isn't as far away as maybe he's been suggested?
Eddie Howe, he's out for 8 weeks, so
yeah.
Can mean anything.
Because Eddie Howe actually said after it was at the Union SG game that it was 6 weeks, and then 6 to 8 weeks, and then he doubled down on 8 weeks before the Forest game.
So what does 8 weeks put him at? How far is
end
that?
of November.
Man
sort
City?
of the Man City Marseille game.
So it's after the next international break. I think that's probably a fair estimate for everybody who's out injured now. Although we don't know anything about Lewis. There's your question on Friday. We don't know about Lewis Hall, do we? He said a scan in 10
days,
days
which is
probably
now
this
past.
week.
Yeah.
Oh, fingers crossed on him. I think Lewis Hall, like, that's one of the hardest things that he's probably watching going on at the moment. Is it feels like Thomas Tuchel is almost like hiving off his squad now.
Yeah.
And the opportunity being given, I think Livramento will get in because he's performed.
Yeah.
Hall's not done it at that level for a while purely because of injury, and he looks like at the moment he might well lose out for that reason because others have come in. I think you've got Spence who looks a great player. I think he seems to have got his head right at Tottenham and looks the player that everyone thought he might be 4 or 5 years ago. And he gives you that versatility. I don't rate Miles Lewis-Skelly. I've said it on here before. I don't get it. So he would be the one that'll drop, but that's who Lewis Hall's got to be targeting. Lewis Hall just needs to get in. He must be feeling anxious about that, knowing that it was his place to lose 12 months ago, and now it's...
He was called up by Tuchel, wasn't he? You sure? He was.
No, he would have been injured though. So
Sorry, no, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
He would have been in the last squad.
You know,
Tuchel know all about him. Obviously, Chelsea.
Yeah.
He was there at Chelsea.
Maybe
wasn't
handed
he?
his
But someone said that. I don't
Has
think he did.
Tuchel not spoke? I'm sure he spoke about Lewis Hall at some point.
I thought it was like, who was before Tuchel? Potter.
Oh,
No,
that
Potter
was after.
Potter was after.
I thought Potter gave him his debut, but I might be wrong.
He gave him his Premier League debut. I think Tuchel might have gave him his like FA Cup debut. Like,
Okay, so you'll know all about him, even if he hasn't given his debut or not. You'll know all about him, so you'll know if he's good, bad, or indifferent. I think
he's got a lot better since he's moved to
he's-
Newcastle. That's one thing you can say.
Yeah, he's a totally different player. Even I just feel for him so much because I think it just gets slept on. He's so good. He's so good, Lewis Hall. I just want to see him playing again for Newcastle, but that's one of my takeaways from the international break. You mentioned it before. Another 2 games for a certain other country.
Oh yeah, off camera. We were thinking, that's a hospital pass in a holiday. So yeah, Johan Wissa, where he's more or less targeted early November, and you're like, oh well, then he's got the international break. DR Congo have no games. No, they've got 2 games
Playoffs.
in the playoffs for the World Cup. Is it the World
Cameroon,
Cup? Yeah,
yeah.
against Cameroon. So 2 more games for Johan Wissa that'll be really important games too.
Yeah.
Let's World Cup qualifiers, make or break for DR Congo. He'll be wanting to get fit for them, as much as he will for Newcastle as well.
If I say anything, I get into trouble.
Well, I've already
So
said you shouldn't go away, but they're almost too important.
Yeah.
These games, it's World Cup.
Yeah,
God,
It's a little bit different.
DR Congo will need their best striker, talisman. But Newcastle don't want him to go. I don't want him to go.
It's 1:30 how on Friday.
I'm not commenting. I mean, to be honest, we don't know when he's going to be back.
No.
That's the top
Yeah,
part of it.
we need to see him back for Newcastle first and then see what he's like by the time the November international comes around. But I don't think he's going to be in a very strong position given that he'll probably only just, touch wood, just returned.
Yeah.
Just not putting the pressure on you guys, but I do think it's important that we don't let that press conference pass by without some extra flesh on the bones for that. There's just been so much rumour and conjecture, and you don't have to, like we said, we don't have to mention it, but I think people are yearning for that. Like, come on now, like, what is the problem and why is he out so long? There's been nothing.
No.
Anyway,
We need an official
I think we do.
Official Eddie Howe
official line.
update.
Yeah, I think we do. And we don't need an Eddie Howe going, yeah, just as before. We need some.
No, Eddie.
No. Come on, mate.
Come on, Eddie, man.
I need more. We need more. Right. Oh, I lost my voice there.
Go first.
It's because it's a big moment, that's why. Right. Here is the ads. All the partners and sponsors of Geordie Journals. All the details are down below. But do stay tuned because this one's just a little bit longer.
Comply IT Limited. Worrying about disposing of your old IT equipment? Don't be. Comply IT handle everything. Secure collection, detailed tracking, and certified data destruction. That's Comply IT Limited. All Rivers Financial Planning offer holistic financial advice for all stages of life, ensuring your plan remains robust and adaptable in the ever-changing world we live in. For 21 years, JLM Travel have been offering great deals on package holidays and cruises. Plus low deposits and free kids places are available. Branches at Maingate, Team Valley and Front Street Wickham. RJ Building Surveyors is a trusted RICS accredited family-run firm with over 15 years of experience specialising in residential surveys and valuations. Based in Yorkshire, their expert services extend nationwide. Whether buying, selling or seeking peace of mind about your home, they've got you covered.
Right, and that was a new sponsor for the Geordie Journals, as you will have noticed, regular watchers, RJ Building Surveyors. So proud to be associated with them. They're on board for the foreseeable. Great to have new sponsors on board. We love that, don't we? Mm-hmm. You know, we really value the people who come on board
totally.
with us. We've had a couple of long-term sponsors or a couple of brand new ones recently, and it honestly kind of feels good to have good people on board, good sponsors, good partners. That's what we want at the Geordie Journals. We don't just take any Tom, Dick, or Harry.
Yeah, people who love the tune as well.
Yeah, gotta be. Yeah, it's gotta be. All comes from the right place,
Mm-hmm.
And it's brilliant to have Richard Joblin on board, who's involved at the new sponsors. Right, from the nice to the nasty.
Yeah, it wasn't as much as it was a good international break for a lot of Newcastle players. Not so much Anthony Elanga and other former certain Newcastle United player. Well, two former Newcastle United.
He wasn't.
players.
Is he there? Emil Kraft there?
No, but John Dahl Thomason, the manager, who was sacked,
useless man,
and Alexander Isak striker. Sweden's World Cup chances really not looking good.
Yeah, honestly, John Dahl Thomason is like, he's as poor in his judgment of players as what he was as a footballer at Newcastle United. He was utter crap, and like as a manager,
had an unbelievable career despite being crap at Newcastle.
He was utter crap, and he continues to be absolutely away with the fairies. Why on earth would you look at that idiot who left Newcastle and go, you know what? He's my skipper. He's gonna lead us to the promised land. Get out of there, man, you idiot. Like, seriously? That man has not got 1 ounce of captaincy in his body. He's the most selfish person ever. I've done some digging, spoke to people behind the scenes and tried to get a bit more of a picture about what that closing months of Alexander Isak, not just the strike, the closing months of Alexander Isak was like at Newcastle United. And it was made abundantly clear to me from some very good sources that he basically he did as we all thought. He literally down tools was not the same. Look, down tools is probably too far. He still did the basics. He did his training. He came in. He didn't do it well. I know, until the end, but he was not the same player. I put it to a couple of people and it was suggest. I said, look, looks like the Voldemort works a lot harder than what Alexander Isak does, and it was made really clear to me there wasn't anybody who worked harder at Newcastle United than Alexander Isak when he first arrived. By the time he left, and I don't just mean left, I mean by the time he left the building in May, when he was still part of the group, he was not the same player. It had gone to his head. He'd thought, I've made it and I don't have to do the stuff that I did before. It was almost like he felt Newcastle United owed him something. That's what we're seeing play out now. So you're not only seeing a player who, like, again, I've spoken to people who seen part of the training regime that he had in the summer, and I know you've spoken to a couple of people as well behind the scenes, and he was literally going through the motions on the training pitch. Like, it was half-arsed rubbish. Like, it's no wonder he's gone to Liverpool and they've looked at him and gone, oh my God, like, you are so far off it. And that's what it proves. If you show, how can you make that bloke a captain, by the way, doing something like that? He didn't work hard in Newcastle last season. He didn't work hard in the summer. We're literally seeing the fruits of labour now. That is a footballer who isn't any worse a footballer than he was at Newcastle United, although I do always think as a fan base we have a sort of tendency to overhype players, and I've said that before. He is very, very good, and I think he'll be a very good footballer again. But what we're seeing now is a footballer who thinks he's that good, he can just turn off for a few months and walk back in and it click like that again. No, you're seeing it now firsthand. You have not done the work and now you look rubbish for it. Now, like I say, I've got no doubt when he gets up to the levels, he'll be fine again. But what a shame. What a shame if you thought, you know, like, it's not a shame, is it? It's brilliant, actually. It's great seeing him struggle.
I did sense a sarcasm.
Yeah, it was a sarcasm. But that's what I mean, like, that man is so deluded that he thought he was that good that he could just turn it off for months and turn it straight back on. Well, I'm sorry, that's not how professional football works, and we're seeing the fruits of that labour now with Alexander Isak, where he's stinking the place out for Liverpool consistently.
He's lost his last 5 games as a footballer.
Has he?
3 for Liverpool, 2 for Sweden.
And for Sweden, he was really poor. Now that's not what I'm saying. Is he will be fine. He will be a good footballer again.
He'll come
but it
again,
just shows you can't do what he's done and expect it not to have an impact.
Yeah.
And that's what's happening now. And people like Anthony Elanga are losing out because of that. Because if they'd had the Alexander Isak that was at Newcastle from probably about December to February, March, even he was tailing off even before the final a little bit.
Aye.
Because it sort of maybe his 2-month period last season, if that Alexander Isak turns up all the time, then he probably scores enough goals, and Sweden aren't scrambling about hoping everybody loses the rest of their games to get to a World Cup.
Yeah.
I hope he feels shame. I hope he feels shame for the way he treated Newcastle United. I hope he feels shame for letting his country down, because he's not the only man, but he's let his country down, and I'm here. I'm all for it. I don't have any affiliation to Sweden, so I'm all for it. I want to see him fail. If he doesn't fail, it doesn't really make a difference to me, as long as Newcastle do well. But it's quite nice to. I've said here before, common enemy is not a bad thing.
Yeah. Made him sweat.
Yeah.
Made him sweat. He's let his country down. Say it wasn't just let good people at Newcastle down, and openly. I mean, so he's not the sole reason why Sweden didn't or might not qualify for the World Cup. Looking at the one.
They're not going to, are they?
But also the manager lost each job as well. John Dal Thomas lost each job yesterday. So
He
it's not the sole
died
reason,
on
but
his
it's all a bigger picture. John Dal Thomas was sticking up for Isak a couple months ago. Look what happened.
Victor Gyökeres probably needs to
Yeah, well, he's
take some accountability as
Another
well.
dumb thing about that is, again, Gyökeres is a striker of a certain level. Like Alexander Isak is seen as a striker, and he is a much better striker than Victor Gyökeres. So I think it's unfair to look at lesser players and give them the same burden.
Don't know. You look
So
at the
Premier League striker
teams.
for a big-
Exactly. He's still
a big club.
But Victor
scored
Gyökeres
more
at
goals than any other player in Europe at a lower level last season. But look at who Sweden are playing. They're playing the likes of your Kosovos, your was it Slovenia, teams like that. And not exactly a great group to Switzerland, like who are a decent team historically as well. But it was a group that they were looking at and probably going, we get out of this, and they're rock bottom.
Yeah, Switzerland away is the next game as well. So
Yeah, they've got to win the next 2 and hope Kosovo don't get a point.
probably curtains on November the 15th or something, is it?
Aye, the Nations League standing gives them a hope of
Does it?
playoff place potentially.
Ah, right.
Didn't know that.
That's the back door loophole.
Oh, maybe it's rubbish, then. So they might get in anyway. Damn it.
Could stink the group out, finish bottom, and still
Still
get
have
it.
a chance.
Playoff.
Get a new manager and
That's
then
not right, is it? That's weird.
San Marino could have a chance. They finished top of their Nations League group.
Shut up.
Honestly, it's mad.
Right,
so that
so,
last-
so you need to explain this to me, because
We're doing coefficient on
Right.
Friday. We're going to do Nations
Yeah.
League / World Cup.
I was in the car with my son yesterday, he's about to turn 12. He's banging to football, and he turns to me in the car yesterday and he goes, Dad, I think San Marino need to lose their next game and they might actually be in with a chance of getting to the World Cup. I was like, what are you on about?
Yeah.
Don't tell us he was telling the truth. Possibly.
You put me on the spot here because I haven't got the group in front of me. There is a case where I think if San Marino lose their next game, a certain country, I'm not sure who, I don't know the group, would then get enough points that would then put them in an automatic playoff space, which would then free up one of the Nations League spaces, which would then give San Marino a playoff place.
God,
That's ridiculous.
it's just what's happened to football, man? Why? What? I mean, are we ever going to have a normal league again? Is it not only a matter of time before proper leagues suddenly go, do you know what? We can do more games and make more money off making these stupid systems. I just think it's inevitable.
I thought the Nations League was essentially it's just glorified friends. I didn't know it had World Cup standings.
Brutal.
It's outrageous that.
I thought it would have had Euros standings, but World Cup.
It's even like increasing the size of the World Cup. Everyone's qualifying for the World Cup.
Well, why
like, no disrespect, but Uzbekistan have qualified for the World
Cape
Cup.
Verde.
Cape Verde. Like, it's great for them nations, like fantastic, but it's how big do you need a World Cup to be?
You've spoilt my day saying Sweden could get in now. And people go, I know, but Anthony Elanga. I know, but it means more. That man failing possibly means more.
You don't want to see him on your screens in
No.
North America.
But then I
next
can see all the E-Reds. They'll be going, it just means he'll get fit in the summer. I wouldn't bank on it. Didn't do much last summer, did he? Right, that was Isak bashing part
He's
12.
all right.
Well, that'll be some hate watch for you when Sweden are in the playoffs and they're playing San Marino.
I'll be getting one of them blue and white tops, mate. Like, I'll be full in. Might go over with a banner. That'd be good, wouldn't it?
Might try and qualify. Get in the team so you can snap it.
See if we can get called up.
That's disrespectful to the.
It is, I'm so
Well,
sorry.
no,
everyone.
no, San Marino.
It's a nod to how good the stand is. Wednesday night they walk into them.
It is. If you're watching in San Marino, I'm really sorry. That was uncalled for.
But you're really good footballers.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah.
I think the viewers know we take the mick.
Yeah.
Right, is there anything to discuss? I don't think there is there?
No,
we've had a bit of Isak hate. We've had a bit of positivity. Gordon, Valtamada. Have I forgot anybody positive?
No.
Tonali.
Tonali, yeah.
Glasses over.
Actually, Italian media said he looked tired last night and he took a knock,
Oh God.
but played on through the game. So
He's
shouldn't be a concern.
Touchwood, he's a fit boy. God. I wonder that. What do you think? Do you think he will? He's had Jacob Ramsey around. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, get
he's
him
had him
back.
around. They brought Miley back. It doesn't sound like he's going to be out really.
No. Joe Linton's had a tough travelling spell. He only played half an hour or so for Brazil the other day.
I'd possibly not play him. You know, if Ramsey's fit, I'd probably start Ramsey. You know,
Can you put Ramsey straight back in?
I would. Me personally, but I don't.
Depends how fit he is, but it
does.
sounded like Eddie Howe made the call, like he was touch and go for the last game. The Forest game went 2 weeks on the training ground, we'll get you ready for Brighton. That's what it sounded like.
I'd play him, so I really like what I've seen from him. Yeah, we're looking at two very sort of cameos, if you like. What was it, half an hour against Liverpool? Probably less, 45 minutes against Leeds. I like what I see.
Yeah.
He's the best player at Leeds in a bad bunch,
Yeah.
and he was very bright in that sort of half hour against Liverpool.
We need to see more from Joe Linton as well. Bar the Bradford game where he scored twice, he's not really done much.
He's been poor.
Yes.
I think he's been poor. There's a big reliance on the 2 8 in this team, Bruno and Joe Linton to score goals. So,
Bruno stepped up. Last game
look,
anyway.
I think realistically, I'm a big fan of Bruno Guimaraes, and I don't get a lot of the criticism when he maybe doesn't control a game like he should or doesn't produce the goods necessarily. I think you'll always get 100% from him, and he'll always be trying to do things in a game, and he's going to make mistakes. I think I'd rather have 11 of him than 11 of other players, no doubt about it. I mean, it wouldn't be a very quick team, like, but
Funnily enough, I think Joe Linton could play most positions with various degrees of effectivity, but I know Eddie Howe's played him centre back, he's played him right back before, he's played him up front, left wing, right wing, centre mid.
I think I'd say it's more his attitude, isn't it, than his ability.
He's a good lad.
I don't think he's a player of trade and can do every role.
No,
I think
he can't,
he
mate.
will do it for you. He's a big lad, isn't he? He gets stuck in either way.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some at Newcastle. I think he gets a bad rep for that. I think he's a better footballer than people give him credit for. But I think he needs to show it. We need to see more of that this season.
I think Brazil are realising that he is probably more the physical beast wall no and less technical, not quite the technical player Brazil are known for.
No, he's not Brazilian, is he?
Well,
You know what I mean?
He is, but
No, but you know what I mean. He's not Brazilian.
okay.
More akin to an Argentinian, possibly.
Okay.
You
You won't like
You won't
that.
like that, will you?
You
No,
won't like
I won't. No, but you know what I'm saying, like in terms of style.
Yeah. Battering ram.
Yeah, a little bit.
That's harsh.
It is. Right.
We'll wrap
I
it
love
there.
him. I love him, by the way. But I'm just saying.
Yeah.
He's one of the players we want to see more from.
100%.
And there's several of them, and hopefully we do on Saturday at the Amex when Newcastle play Brighton, a ground it's never usually fun to be at unless you're Jordan in the Championship watching Mo Diarmi and Jose
You were
Perez.
there, weren't you?
Yeah, it was us on the way on that day.
Haven't won since then, so hopefully that changes on Saturday.
Done all right, Brighton this season as well.
Always start quite well, I think.
Yeah, done all right.
Good manager.
Got Newcastle's number.
I have got Newcastle's number. That's a worry, innit? So is him, the manager who's at Marseille as well. The Zerbi's there, and
Yeah.
he always has Newcastle's number, which is a worry. But we'll all be there. We'll all be Brighton as well on Saturday.
Yeah.
Right, so you probably have already tuned out for this last 3 minutes, so we just waffled on, but we were the Geordie Journos. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and click the bell if you want to know when all of our videos are uploaded. If not, these two guys will see you on Friday.